Um, Good evening, everybody. This is stay-at-home grandma, and I'm eating. I did it again. Okay. Well, I ate some breakfast, but I don't eat all day, and then all of a sudden I have to eat, so I figure I eat with you. And of course, I'm drinking coffee. You know that. So I did some pictures of my son. I'll show them to you in a minute because I'm making little boxes for some of his friends. I finished a couple of the shadow boxes. They came out really pretty. I finally got, I guess I would say the strength to do it because when I started it the first time, I had to put it back. Come on. Hey, little bit from Kentucky. How are you doing? I am doing well. When I started doing the shadow boxes the first time, I just got all teary-eyed and everything like that. So I left it alone. And then I started it about 2 weeks ago, I guess. Well, Jonaside's not on right yet. He's at work yet. And I finished a couple. I finished 3. And it wasn't so bad. So it's okay now. But like I said, so I haven't been eating right and everything like that. I will. You hanging in there? Well, that's good. I'm going to come on your channel very soon. I'm just trying to make up for a lot of things I had to do, for my son. So, to settle his estate and stuff like that. So, most of that's done. Except for the IRS because they owe him some money. But I don't even know if I'm going to fool around with that or not. I'll think about it. Because I have everything, that they would probably need if they even would give it to me. I don't even know if they'd give it to me or not. My son, he died. I thought that's right, because you just came back because you were moving. Yeah, he died February the 10th. So that took the wind out of my sail for a little bit. But I'm paddling. And my son was a grown man. I know he's sorry, but he was sick. I really just had to one night I was thinking and everything like that. And I said, well, okay, but it wasn't a car accident. It wasn't gunshot wounds. It wasn't police, it wasn't any of those things. He was actually virtually sick. And he was sick for a long time. And he had the same thing my mother had. And I thought he would get well because he was much younger when he had it, but it didn't happen that way. I've accepted it. A friend of mine sent me this serenity prayer, and I knew it, but I couldn't think of it for some reason. But she sent me this, and I'm going to wear this whenever we have, grief night. Yeah, grief doesn't just go away, and people need to stop thinking that or stop saying that to people. Nobody said that to me. I was looking out my back window. Nobody said that to me, but grief is just grief. It is. The thing that worked best for me, I guess, is because we didn't live in the same town. We haven't lived together in years. But I talk to him every Saturday. And it is what it is. I don't question God at all, but it still hurts. Yes, it's hard. It is. It's hard. And I think the thing is, okay, he was going to come see me in 2020, but right before that, I think it was 2019. Right before that, he got sick. So I was going to go see him. My granddaughter was going to take me up, and I was going to go visit him in 2020. But then COVID happened. So I haven't seen him since my 70th birthday. So, that kind of hurt. But you get used to it, I guess, But my Saturday calls, I miss them. I really do. But anyway, how you doing? What you doing for excitement? A little bit from Kentucky. What part of Kentucky are you from? Tell me where you're from. And tell me a little bit about your friend. You want to come on? Because I got it set up so that you can come on. I'll send you the Thank you. Thank you for sharing me out. You can come on. I put the stream up. And we can talk about your friend. That's what we do. We meet every 2 weeks and we talk about people that we've lost and we love. Thank you. So I made a cup of coffee. I know that we have this young man on from Sophie's coffee. I don't know what. Let me reach over and get it. It's Sophie's Mart, and he was on. He sent me this coffee. This coffee is so good. I'm like the coffee bean queen. I love coffee. Oh, how's your mom doing? Oh, yeah. Hey, Carol. How you doing? You coming on today, Carol? I took all the licenses. Well, no, I think I got those from the police. I don't think I got those from you, but whatever. I took a lot of pictures of Joey. Yeah, he was sick for quite some time. He was sick for about almost 2 years, I think, maybe more than that. And probably longer than he told anybody. And Carol is what's his roommate that's on. What'd you have for dinner? I'm having McNuggets made by me. Cause I didn't really fix anything. I didn't feel like it. It was hot. I went outside. Out there. In my garden. Because I don't have to water my plants because we had a soaker last night. We had a thunderstorm of all thunderstorms. I went out there and the bugs just started eating me. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Send me the recipe. So, say hi to a little bit from Kentucky, Carol. She said hi to you. So I go out there. I'm trying to work on my flowers, everything. See the big tree, three big tree branches have fallen down from last night. Like I said, we had a thunderstorm. So I get out there, and like I said, they'll bite me and everything like that. I'm like, leave me alone. But they wouldn't. So I did what I had to do and hurried up and come in. So I think that tomorrow morning early, I'm going to have to go out. I don't think they're so bad then, but just in case. But just in case. Cal, you want to come on? What I'm going to do, spray myself. I'm not playing. Because these bugs are... And they like looked at me and said, oh, let's go get her. And I'm like, what the heck? So, Carol, like I said, I had pictures of him that I got from when they had his safe at the police department, and they let go. You know, they went through it. They broke into the safe, everything, took all the things out when Terry was there, and Shahid, I think. Sahid, one of them. There's two different ones. One's my cousin and one's a friend of Terry's. So they sent me all of his licenses and everything. So I took pictures of them, and I'll actually get them. And I have been making the shadow boxes and stuff like that. So I finally, oh my God, that was just difficult. But I finally finished 3, so I'm going to do some more. And I'll mail yours and Jonaside's out soon. So really? Why does it always want to break down now? I know, because it's 87 now. It was like 92 or something like that earlier. But like I said, these bugs are no joke. Well, see, because the water's behind me, you know, the river's behind me, so they just love it. So you have central air conditioning? See, because we have air conditioners. So can they fix it? Or is it because they're still so backed up? As you know, it took a year and a day almost for us to get our roof finally fixed. See, he was going to put in central air conditioning in the house. And when I actually, it wasn't cost effective, because this house is over 100 years old. It's almost 200 years old. So I said, yeah, everybody was back. It took us almost a year for us to get our roof fixed. Now, the guy is going to come in and paint and stuff like that. But the guy that we like, okay, and I have to call him too, see how he's doing. He had his arm operated on. So, it's going to take him a minute. He probably won't get here until like the end of August, but I'd rather have him and know, because I can leave my house and try, not that I do, or I would, but I can leave my house with him in it and trust him. I don't want a whole bunch of people running in and out the house. Everybody's back now. My I know that I told you this. I don't know whether you were here or not, but I'm happy you're on here again. A little bit. I was kind of worried about you, but I knew you were moving. My friend, they started his floor when COVID just broke out in 2020. They haven't got back to finishing it yet. They're still back up. So I know. And they sold the house next to us. He did have the roof put on he got his roof put on about a month before we had ours finally done. And he's waiting for different people to come in. But all the carpenters and everything are all just backed up. It's crazy. So we have a couple of things to do, but I will get around to doing them myself, I guess. And then what really happened today I thought was funny. Something always funny happens to me. You know that. Okay? No matter how you slice it, and at least it's dumb. So I laugh at it. So we have a new shower and everything like that, right? And you put a tension rod in. Well, somehow or other, the rod came down. I don't know how it got down. Nobody's here. My granddaughter and her children are away. Yeah, I know. So just open up the windows and pray. I don't know how it got down because I said nobody was in the house with me. Went in, so I got to put the rod back up. Well, on my right hand, I have carpal tunnel, so they're operating on it. Okay. In fact, I go to the doctor's Friday, so that they can set up the date and everything. I'm pushing the rod up and everything like that. I'm pushing the rod up, everything like that. I get it to stay, and it comes down. I get it to stay, and it goes down. So I said to my husband, I said, look, I tried it. He put it up, and he said he's got to go get another one tomorrow. So crazy. Well, I have had, like I said, every day something silly happens, and I just have to laugh about it. So, but if you have seen me trying to put that rod up, you'd have fell out laughing. You know what's funny? Before you know it, July will be over and we'll be in the middle of August. This time goes by so fast. We'll be singing Christmas carols. And by the way, if you're coming on, I'm actually going to do the Christmas in July on Monday night, July and August on Monday night. I'll probably do one more Friday, but I don't think so. I think I'll do it Monday night because Friday, everybody's on Friday night. So I'll do it Monday night. And so those people that don't come on, they can watch it later, And I do have to and I'm not going upstairs, but I do have to show you the steamers. They worked. They were very, very good. They worked, but they were very grainy. I don't know what I did, so I have to tweak the recipe. Yeah, see, this is my fault, but I can't completely use my arms. That's why I have well, okay. I can't use them because I've been too lazy to use my weight lifts. They're right over there and they're right up by my bed, but I forget to use them. I do all my other exercises, but I forget to use them. Well, that's why, because my arms are not strong. So I'm, and everything like that. They kept falling down in my face. And my husband comes in. Now, mind you, he's had 3 heart attacks. Okay. He has a pacemaker. He put it up there. He said, well, it's going to stay. But I recommend that we go get another one tomorrow. So he's going to go. I don't know about he's going to go. I'm not going. I'm not going out the house till Friday. I mean, I'll go up the backyard and stuff like that. I really, really do not like going out in hot weather at all. But I know we'll probably take my daughter shopping because her car is down. He took my second oldest granddaughter to go look at a car because he's getting another car. Apparently, I'm going to be driving again, so that's good. Yeah, so that's really good. You need to well, you know already, right, Carol? You know that we've got like, I don't know how many. Let's see. We've got 6 more hours before Amazon. Amazon is having a flash, they had a sale yesterday and today, so you might be able to get a cheap ride, today before 12 o'clock. Which will save you from running around, if you can. But yeah, so yeah, I could always drive. What happened was my car that I had a minivan, so to speak. I had an SUV actually. It wasn't really a minivan. And it's set, I think 8, which was very nice and everything like that. And I liked it for shopping and everything like that. But it kept, I don't know, it kept like stopping. So I just said, just sell it and get rid of it and whatever, sell it for parts or whatever and let somebody else fill with it. So about a month ago, he said to me, because I don't drive his car. And the reason why I don't drive his car is because it's low. So when you get in, it really does. My knees and the car don't get along. I always could lift myself up into the SUV and everything and whatnot. So he said to me, I'm going to get another car. So I said, okay. He says, what do you think you want? I said, well, wait a minute. Are you getting the car for me? He said, no, I'm getting the car for us, but I'm getting it so that you can drive again. Because I just renewed my license, by the way, which was fun because it was online. I can't imagine whether they'll keep doing that or whatever, but if they will, well, I got it for a long time. So it's like 10 years. So we'll see. If I make it in the 10-year bracket. And then by that time, I'll be about 84. So I don't know whether I want to drive or not. I know people that are 80 and 85 driving, but maybe to the post office and stuff like that. But I think to the store and stuff like that, at some point in time, I'm going to have to give that up too. But we'll see. Because I have a friend of mine, and I thought she was more my age or a little younger. She's like 86 years old, but she drives. Because she'll call me and she'll say, you want anything from the store? Do you want to go to the store? And I'll say, no, thank you. She drives. And I mean, she's very, 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 very vibrant and very alive and very just, she just goes. She goes to church. She goes there. She goes. I mean, and I think that that's really, really good. And I think that what I am going to do, well, I know what I'm going to do. And I'm actually going to really start exercising a little more and stuff like that. But I also have to pick my fights. You know what I mean? And I think you and well, Carol, you don't know, but I know a little bit in Kentucky might know. She's not as old as I am, of course. But, after a while, the body breaks down. We were talking about that yesterday. And, because of the stroke and stuff like that, I have to be really careful. So I am going to pick my fights. I can't because of, let me tell you why. Because of this little button right here, I can't really go too many places by myself. Okay. I have to have somebody with me most of the time. But the thing is, if I have the button and I have the thing that travels with me, if I'm by myself and stuff like that, I can do it. But I need to go to the doctors. I need to go do some things and stuff like that. And my husband, gets tired of, he's tired, and I think he gets tired of doing that. I know he does. And I know he doesn't mind going shopping with me so much because we get our shopping done and boom. My daughter, on the other hand, loves to shop. That's what she does. And that's fine. But he'll take her. He'll take her. But so we're going to take her Friday. We're going to go to the doctor's and then we're going to take her Friday and go a couple of places and come home. Because he couldn't make an appointment with me until 2:00. Because they're behind. So, but because this finger and my index finger and my thumb are numb, they have to operate on it. And they're going to have to do it very fast too. There's a vein or some such thing covering it that's making it. And I mean, I can feel the tingle and stuff like that, and then the carpal tunnel and stuff like that really does, I don't know. But I just have to be really careful. But yeah, I'm going to drive. I cannot drive long distances. Okay. When we were talking about me driving, my daughter and I, she said, well, before we even talked about the car, we talked about me driving. And I told her if he gets a car that I can get up in, then fine. She says to me, well, you cannot drive long distance. I said, listen, I'm not even going to try that. I haven't driven long distance in almost 10 years. You know what I mean? So, I would just be happy to drive to the store, to the post office. I mean, I'll walk to the post office too, but because it's right there. But, drive to Wawa's, things like that you miss when you're not driving. That you just don't say to other people, oh, let's go here, unless they're young people. But young people don't want to be bothered with old people. Hey, Ray. How you doing? What's up, Ray? So, having said that, you know what I mean? I'm going to drive again. Like I said, I can drive. I just didn't have anything that I wanted to drive. Like I said, I don't like driving his car. And it's a Charger, I think. I don't even know what car it is. I get in it, but I have to get down in it and get down and everything like that. That does raise havoc on my knees. How the kids? Well, how the grown kids? But I'm telling you, okay, I got it all planned out. I'm going to grab one of my granddaughters and go. But then my granddaughter, the other one, the middle one, no, she's the middle. Yeah, she's the middle child. Because my oldest granddaughter is like 32 and she's been driving for years. But my middle granddaughter, she just turned 19. She graduated from high school last year. So her father died and left them a little bit of money. So she's going to get her little car and stuff like that because she's working and everything. So, and she's studying photography. So we'll see. And she's the practical one. Really? Because you know what? What's funny, Carol? Joe used to like to drive. When Joe finally got his license and stuff, when the teaching was all over and everything like that, he would say, let me drive. I'd be like, okay. He was a good driver, though. I mean, well, he was a good driver when he was with me. I don't know what he was when he wasn't with me, but he was a good driver when he was with me. But yeah, Joe used to like to drive, so I don't know. I kind of suspect that it hurt him maybe when he was driving. Because I've heard it from several other people too. When I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's because it hurt his stomach or something. I don't know, you know, and stuff like that. But him wanting you to come with him, that sounds like Joe, because he really did not like to go too many places by himself, especially when he got older, you know. So when he was younger, he didn't care much. But he told me one day, he said, I don't know how it happened. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm gonna try to, because I can't remember exactly what he said. But he says, like, I don't know how it happened. I don't know when it happened. He said, but to be perfectly honest with you, Mom, I don't like being by myself. Which was a different thing, because when he was coming up, you know, we lived in the South End, so the house was pretty big. Yeah, that's true. The house was so big, so we, you know, could get lost in it, kind of, so to speak, especially after my mom died and stuff like that. But he would, like, if I went to work or something, or I had to go someplace, and his sister had to go sisters had to go someplace, and he was there by himself, he'd fix him a bowl of something, okay, and sit up and go in his room and watch television, and say to me when I came home, it was really quiet in here. I said, shoot, it's always quiet in here. What do you mean? And he said, no, I mean, you know, just not having that noise. And for a long time after that, I don't want to say he was a loner, but he traveled, even with his security business and stuff like that. When he traveled with maybe one person, but a lot of times he traveled alone. And then, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not like, you know what I mean? What I wish is that I could actually drive so that I could come and visit all you guys, you know, like, you know, a little bit in Kentucky. Carol, you know, you're in my home state, so you know what I mean. And like I said, Diamond went home this week to visit her cousin, and all that. I got to read her, email her too, you know, and stuff like that, and visit her aunt and her godmother and her nephew, her little nephew's there. He's like a year and a half old, I think, or something like that. And she asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like, I'd love to go, but no, because sitting in that car for 6 hours, and I have, well, see, she would let me out and walk around and stuff like that, but no, I'm not quite ready for that yet. I'll make little trips and things like that. I think my first trip will probably be to New York to see my cousin. You know what I mean? When I can make that. Yeah, I mean, he told me he that, you know, he was going to stay with a friend and stuff like that. You know, that they had a nice house and everything like that, and you know, they were really good friends and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I wanted him to come here because I knew he was sick, but he wanted to stay there. You know, so you know, I mean, he was a grown man, so you can't make him do anything. I'm gonna show you the pictures, and I did them in black and white because I did the shadow boxes. I'm doing the shadow boxes in black and white, so I'll show them to you if I can get up. So I got a new printer. I know that you can see these. Yeah, these come up pretty good. So I did these. And then I actually cut them off some kind of way. So I had to lay them out again. So then I did these this time. So, but these are black and white, but they'll go into, and these were all his gun permits. And I didn't even know that he had one in New Hampshire. He had one in New York. He had one in Connecticut. I mean, I learned more about him just going through his paperwork and stuff like that. They sent me a lot of paperwork from the police department with all of his gun permits and everything like that. You know. Yeah. But what I'm doing is I'm making shadow boxes so I can cut them out and everything. And I'll probably do that. I'll probably do that online. So what's everybody doing tonight? Tonight's Wednesday. There's really nothing on television. Well, yeah, he was really, he kept all of his licenses up and everything because he had a business. And even though at the end he didn't, I don't know, he wasn't running his business towards the end. I think I don't know, Carol, was he still kind of running his business or what? Because I really didn't see, because he never told me anything. He never wanted me to worry. So I don't really know. Carol will probably know that. And then again, she may not, because he probably didn't tell her everything either. You know. But anyway, I'm going to get ready to get off. We will touch bases again probably tomorrow because I have some things to do, and I have a charcuterie board that I am going to make a couple of ways. So I'm going to show you those. And hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Oh, okay. I didn't know whether he was. I kind of figured he was done with the company, but I guess if you don't ask, he's not going to tell you. You know, he had that company for a long time. He had it for a very long time. I think something like almost 20 years. Because he started quite young. I believe that he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was like 21 or 22 when he started it. Yeah, I bet you are, Jonathan. This young man right here, always working. I was showing them the pictures that I took and his licenses and stuff. And, you know, these are pictures that I took of Joey because I'm shadow boxes. Yours is done. Okay. So what I'm going to do is next week, I will send yours and I'll attach what I was telling you that I was going to send. And then I said, now I might as well just tape it to the box and then attach it and send it. Carol, yours will be done and then I'll send you yours. They came up nice, I think. Yeah. He worked because I had told him about that. I said, you need to either let some of the young people run that company and you stay away and, you know, or whatever. Because when he got shot, yeah, good for you, Ray. You do feel good when you talk to your family. When he got shot, he was out for a very, very long time. So he sold a lot of his stuff. And I did not realize that he lost a lot of his stuff because, again, he didn't tell me. But he rose above that. And, you know, because like I said, when you're working with your own business and stuff like that, he was prepared but not prepared because I had suggested to him to do a couple of things, you know, but he didn't do it because, you know, whatever. But anyway, he picked himself back up again, and yeah, it does feel better hearing the voice. I'm not a texter at all. Okay, I stopped texting when I left my job, when I retired, because I was a counselor and they were always texting me. I could walk out of the building, and as soon as I walked out and got in my car, they were texting me. I could be in the lunchroom, they would text me. I could be in the bathroom, they would text me. I could be in my office, they wouldn't text me. They were always texting me when I was mobile. I could be in my office for 4 or 5 hours and nobody would text me. They might email me, but nobody would text me. As soon as I got up to move to go do something, they would text me. I'm telling you. Okay? Me and the principal used to die laughing because I would tell her, look, they're texting me. She said, but you were in the office. Yup. It was hilarious. But I loved that school. It was called West Park. That school was so beautiful. But I wonder, because they had asked me when 2020 hit, the old principal wasn't there. I don't know why she left. She did such a good job there, but another principal there, and they asked me if I wanted to come back and go online and everything like that. And I'm like, no, no, sir. No, thank you. In fact, I haven't renewed my license in, I want to say, well, I've been gone 9 years there. I want to say in 7 years. I stopped in 7 years because I did some private practice. Then I just said, you know what? I'm just too old for all this stuff. I'm going to do something else. So that's what I did, And in fact, it's funny because I was telling my son about it. I said, I don't want to counsel anymore. It's like you're hearing things over and over again and stuff like that. And at first, I was good with it. But then, and I don't know whether it was because of the stroke or whatever, but then when I was hearing it, it was like, I can't say it was getting on my nerves, but then I was getting really emotional. And you have emotions and stuff like that when you're a therapist, believe me, but not in the way that I was feeling. And I told my doctor about it. She said, it might be time for you to retire. It just might be time for you to retire. So having said that, I just said, yeah, I think that I'm going to retire. So I retired. I had my last client, and once I finished with her, I retired. I kept my license for another year, and then I just let it go after that. Yeah, especially because I worked with little kids, and it really was hard. And there are things that you have to report. You know what I mean? So, it's just, and I think every year it got a little worse. So that fast forward to 2020 when they asked me to come back, it's just, you don't have to come in because nobody was going in at that time. She said, we can Zoom it and everything like that. We'll pay for whatever you need and stuff like that and whatever. And I'm like, no, thank you. I said, first of all, I don't have my license. Oh, that doesn't mean anything. Well, yeah, it kind of does. She said, well, right now we're in a hard place. And I said, well, I'll suggest some counselors to you, but I'm not doing any counseling. Because then, like I said, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I completely let my license go. And I'm glad I did because, it just wasn't working for me anymore. And I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I did. I gave suggestions to the younger counselors. What's the matter?
No.
Oh, I thought you some.
No, I was trying to find out if I could turn that shed off in there. I'm gonna have to get somebody up there and keep trying it till the lights go out.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to check see if he can put that thing back up.
Okay.
He put the other one up, but then he put that.
Okay. You want anything to eat?
I still got this steak.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I had to. Yeah, but you know what, Carol, that might be good for you to counsel some people, maybe in the church or something like that, because grief and trauma training, um, I didn't realize, because I was always trained in grief, because I was also one of the associate pastors of my church. And that's another story for another time. But so I was trained in grief and trauma and stuff like that, but mostly grief. Grief and trauma, grief training alone, okay, is very important, because everybody grieves. Everybody has someone who passes, maybe two or three in their family. So you might want to like do that as a little side job, you know. This coffee, like I said, if you didn't hear when we had Sophie Smart on, go on and listen to it. The coffee is so good. Yeah, I know. And I know it's probably tough for you to even go back at times and stuff like that. I think when the 10th comes each month, it's hard for you. And you may not want to hear this, but you may need to change that room around. Yeah, and, you may not be able to, like I said, want to hear this, but you may need to change this room around at some time. Yeah. Yeah, my husband has PTSD from the war. And well, I think every veteran, especially the Vietnam veterans and I don't know, the recent veterans of all the little wars that we've had in Iraq and Iran and whatever, I think that, my cousin, for instance, my daughter was telling me when she was talking to him, or she was talking to his mother, I don't know who, but, he said he can still hear the bombs going off, and he's retired. And, hey, Bobs, do me a favor. I'm going to put anybody can email me. I'm going to put my email. Wait a minute. Let me see if it's right. I'm going to put my email down there. Will you please email me your phone number again, please? I don't know what I did with it. But, he can hear the bomb. He can see people who are dying. I mean, I never was in the service. I wanted to go, but I couldn't. They weren't going to send me to artillery, so I said, the heck with it. I ain't going. But, because I've always felt like if my son or my brothers can go and they can fight, so can my daughters. That's how I've always felt equal about them. Well, the thing that I suggest, okay, is to have a few pictures around of him so you won't lose a bit of him. But to hold that stuff, okay, let me put it to you the way it was explained to me, okay? If you hold all of this stuff, now mind you, I have some of my mother's perfume bottles, okay? But I didn't have them out. I just recently, in the past 2 years, put a few on my little tray that I have. But one of the things that someone told me, and I don't remember who it was, go home. It was a few days after the funeral. Go home and get rid of all her stuff. And I'm like, but, and she's, no, you go home and you get rid of all her stuff. Her personal things that you're going to keep, you keep. You put them away until you can actually deal with it, but you keep. But her clothes, her shoes, because my mother was a little girl. So, I was a big, tall girl. I wasn't a big, tall girl then, but I mean, she was a little short, 5 foot, person. And And so I said, okay. So two of my friends, okay, came. The girl next door was both, and the other one from next door, on both sides of us, they came and they helped me get rid of all my mother's stuff. I kept things like dishes, things that I wanted, that I wanted the kids to have and whatever, but I got rid of all her stuff. I kept a few things like the last sweater that she made and stuff like that, those kinds of things. But actually, when I did it, I was relieved because, okay, there was just not all this stuff laying around. You know what I mean? And her glasses were out. Her Bible was out. Her knitting was there, stuff like that she was doing. And then she went into a coma. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of my older family members were kind of upset because they're like, well, why do you get rid of her stuff so fast? I said, because I have to. You know what I mean? And I just left that alone because it was her house and my house. And I didn't feel that I had to explain everything to everybody. Having done that, it was a little easier for me to go on. So what I'm saying to you, Carol, is that keep a few of his things, every now and then look at them and stuff like that. But to have the shower stuff and all that other kind of stuff, if it's not been used and stuff like that, give it to, a shelter or something like that. Give it close to the shelter, whatever, because somebody can use them. Yeah, I would choose about 5 or 10, and that's good, Ray, because you know what I mean. Well, my mother wasn't on insulin or anything like that, and there was no sense to me keeping any of her medicine. What I did do, however, though, was because she had because we were military, so we had military. Like I'm military covered, she was military covered, and I as well. And so, there were a lot of medications that were unopened. Well, at that particular time, I gave them to. They weren't called homeless shelters at that time, but I gave it to a homeless shelter, but they weren't called homeless shelters at that time. I said, look, this is blood pressure medication, and this is, I guess, nerve medication, because she wasn't had diabetes or anything, whatever. I said, if the people can use it, give it to them. And at that particular time, they're like, shoot, we can use anything. So I gave it to them. Yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. But I just had, and it's easy for me to say because I'm not there, Carol. There is nothing in this house of his except his pictures and things that he gave me when he was a little boy, those kinds of things. And the things that he gave me when he was a little boy, I kind of had them in a closet anyway. I haven't even taken them out. Usually I take, like, he gave me a little cup out that says, I love you, Mom. He gave me that cup years ago. He gave me different soaps and things like that I've never used that I've kept. He drew me pictures and things like that. Those kinds of things I haven't even. I just went into my dad's sea chest, which is wood, and I just went in there and I took out some of his baby pictures and stuff like that because his nieces wanted to see them. So I said, okay. So I dealt with that, so to speak. I didn't take them all out, but I took a few out. So I said, okay, that's enough. We'll do some more later. So everybody is, like I said, the two younger nieces are away with their mom. So and the thing is, Carol and everybody, mobs and everybody, I don't think that Diamond, his oldest niece, has dealt with it yet. I don't think so at all. And I really have not said anything to her. I haven't showed her any pictures or anything like that. I don't know whether the girls told their mom, because I think she was at work, that she that they saw any pictures of him or anything like that. She's just coming off, going to school, but that too, and the fact that, she's separated right now and trying to take care of her kids, and they're really, really parenting quite well. You know what I mean? It's an easy situation. I wish that when I had left his father, that it had been that simple, but it wasn't. But everybody's not like that. But oh, okay. My daughter just opened up the box that was sent by her sister. I think about maybe a week ago. I opened mine immediately. But I don't know. Like I said, for days I'm good. And then because I have like little pictures hanging on the sides of my bed on those little hangers and things, and whatnot. And for days I'm good. And then I look at a picture and I start crying. So that's going to go on forever. You know what I mean? And the thing is, okay, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of pictures of my mother out. Down in the living room. Well, actually, they're down right now because they repainted. So, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Ray. That sounds like a good idea. Because like I said, you don't want to get rid of everything of him, but there are some things you just have to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? You do what you have to do. So with that being said, you know what time it is, because you know that I turn into a pumpkin, and I really want to, I just really want to yeah, I realize that. Well, Carol and Ray and everybody, see, the thing is, okay, his father, well, everybody's supposed to take some of his ashes from Terry, because Terry still has the ashes. His father is supposed to take his father is supposed to take the ashes. I'm not even going to say anything about his father, okay, because I'm sure that Joey told you a whole bunch of things, Carol. But what I'm going to do is, I don't want his ashes. I really don't even want to see them, because I just don't want to see them. I want to remember him as the vibrant young man that he was, dancing around the house, singing, cooking with me all the time, laughing with me and things like that, calling me on the telephone and going, "Hey, Mom, how are you?" That's what I want to remember. I really don't think I can handle that, because it took a lot for me to have him cremated. You know what I mean? If I have, when I talked to Liz, and I talked to his father, and I said, well, let's have him cremated. Let's not have him laid out, because that's not what he wanted. He always told me what he wanted. So, but I think because I wasn't there at the funeral home, because I didn't have to watch it, because I've watched it with several of my parishioners. You know what I mean? And it's not pretty, not at all. So, but that's what he wanted. So we had it done, but so I don't want it. I'll remember him cooking with me. I'll remember him when I look up things, and he'll tell me, like, even when he was alive, Mom, look up such and such and such for me, because I can't seem to find it. and none of his paranormal stuff, because I don't really know anything about paranormal. I would go on his show, and it was really funny because I never knew what they were talking about. You know what I mean? That's not my niche. That was his. But I would want to support him, but I just couldn't. I just, just the thought of him in that box with, yeah. Anyway, let's change the subject. But I go to bed early. I like to go to bed, either knit, read, watch television, depending upon who's on. Oh, I think that my cooking show's on tonight, though. I am going to come on tomorrow, but it'll be reviews. I will probably come on Friday, and I will do my Christmas in July and August Friday, but it's going to be starting on Monday. Okay, but anyway, I'll have everything up tomorrow. Everybody, I'm going to say good night. God bless. I love you. Stay safe. Hold your loved ones close. Okay. Tell them you love them. Okay. And I will see you all soon. I love you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm going to make things a little bit better. And I'll show you tomorrow what happened to the shower steamers. But we'll do it again because, like I said, I know how to do it. It just kind of got messed up. I don't know what I did wrong or whatever, but I'll go by the complete. And that might be because I did not go by the complete measurements. So maybe, I don't know, because the last time I made them, they were fine. So, whatever. But we'll get through it. I love you all. Take care. God bless. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise. And stay safe. Take care. See you in the next video. Oh, hi, Planet Stars. How are you? I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there. I'll talk to you soon.